We finished up the investigation, then we started the trial. And we got halfway through it, and then we're bringing in the Frenchest man alive once more.
Oh yeah,
again,
great. He's gonna grace us with his presence.
Yeah, so you're gonna get your favorites of the French and then the Bane massacre. Then it's fine.
Double whammy. All right.
Okay, I don't remember them talking about Mia, but we're talking about my sis. What? I thought we were talking about the Frenchest man alive. Why are you bringing up my sister?
No. Oh yeah, I could have sworn I heard Mia's voice. Yeah, I do remember that kind of. She mentioned she had like a whole moment where she was speaking to us from the void at the near the end. It was like I don't know. I'm sure it was something like it's not over yet or something like that.
Probably. So then she's alive inside your heart.
No, more like she's alive inside your body. I'm sure you channeled her without meaning to or something. Or maybe you didn't channel her at all. She was just speaking to us from the void again.
Nicky boy, what's this about channeling?
Miss Delight.
You can channel my ling!
Stop.
Is it true that detective is the real killer?
To be honest, we don't have any definite proof. But my gut's usually right in cases like these. And he is the only one who could have done it.
But wasn't he on Lordly Taylor that night? Not to mention we don't exactly know his motive. Except for that thing you went on rant about last time, where he was like, taking the lesser of two evils or something. I mean, like, why would, aside from that, why would Detective Admiral want to kill Kane Bullen? You didn't think about that, did you?
Okay! It's almost time. Better get back to the courtroom. Don't worry, I'll figure something out. I always do. I need to find some more solid proof.
You did come up with like the thing where it's like he killed him and then we were gonna find out, but we instead accused him of like the thieving stuff. So he's like, I'll take that guilty plea over a murder plea. But we didn't really know why he would want to kill him.
I think it's gotta have something to do with the blackmail thing again. Like, yeah. I mean, we know, like what's his face? Why am I blinking on his name? Our wimpy client.
Ron.
Yes. Ron kind of sort of already confessed to the blackmail, like he was being blackmailed, but it was different, right? Didn't we confirm that? It was like a different, this case was a different situation than all the other times he was been blackmailed.
Yeah, because
he was like, oh, this is kind of different.
He was told to do like something more specific. Remember, like,
he was
always a fake thief. Or whatever, he was always getting tips with this one. Yeah, it was maybe the meeting in person thing. There was something different like that.
Right. And it's gonna happen sooner rather than later.
Oh, Nick, you're talking to yourself again. What don't?
Don't worry about it. This is not a cry for help. I don't have a problem.
14, 12, 21, these to call room. Hamana. Oh, then this court is back in black, something, lyrics. Mister, look at me, please take the stand. You know, I hate to bring back the Trash Taste Boys, but they're obviously my best friends. They were doing this segment of, like, spelling stuff and linguistics or whatever. And they were trying to, all three of them were like, well, how do you get into the mind of a Frenchman? And literally all three of them, like, without missing a beat, went, oh. Like, it's just a universal thing. I don't know why. But they all did it, like, at the exact same time and then cracked up. And they were like, yep, so that's just how everyone does it, okay?
It's either they share a brain cell or that's universal, or all of the above. Yeah. I know, that's definitely how I get, like,
baguette. I'm trying to get ready for his voice. That's like, French baguettes.
Exactly. I'm sure the French love it.
Yeah.
The French love that we do that.
Yeah. I mean, Americans have so many stereotypes about them, and we don't, we probably do complain. But there are much worse stereotypes you can have about the French than just going, French baguettes. So, you know, anyway.
I watched Italia. I've got stereotypes like on my fucking sleeve, man. Can just pull them out. Perfect opportunity.
Well. How do you do, Monsieur Lawyer? I never would have thought to see you acting so recklessly.
Well, I couldn't let them hand down your verdict just yet. Not when it would have given you your perfect alibi. An alibi by the name of Mask to Mask.
I'm sorry, I'm afraid even the great look at me has no idea what you mean. Of course, I have been in the next courtroom ever since 10 o'clock this morning. I'm afraid there's no way I could know what's been going on in here.
You've been in the defendant's seat all day long, correct? How are your legs? Your butt? Being tried as mask to mask.
Indeed, it's truly child's play to fool the ignorant masses. Not only did the poor fools ask me to protect their valuables, they even gave me a generous reward upon returning their own property to them. I'll take this red diamond ring that sparkles upon my divine finger, for example. Some players might have noticed this since the beginning with that one blackmail letter, but you lot would never notice until we get to it eventually in one of these cross-examinations.
So you, oh my gosh, just imagine he really is like, you know, we did get him for the correct crime, and it's someone else completely different that we're missing, and we brought him back for nothing. That would be quite the twist.
We do like to stretch these trials to their 3-day maximums whenever we can, so it's not out of the realm of possibility, I suppose.
Fingers crossed. So, you continue to insist that you are, in fact, Mask to Mask?
Well, of course. It is like you say here in Los Angeles, the Peter Pecker versus the Spider-Man. I am one and the same.
It is pronounced
Tony
Parker.
Stark. It's Tony Stark and Iron Man. Get it right.
Wrong voice.
Very well then, look at me. Let us begin with this simple question. On October 12th at 1 a.m., Kane Bullard was murdered. Where were you at the scene of the crime? The time of the scene of the shit.
Well, one without knowledge lacks even knowledge that he should be ashamed of himself. I sound like you not saying lines correctly. This makes no sense. But don't worry. I won't hold it against you, Sir Judge, for this is clearly not my first language.
What? Okay, thanks. Sometimes I flub lines. I'm very old.
You're good. Right, Mr. Atme. The night of the murder. Speak. We're all ears. As you wish, Monsieur Prosecutor. I was stealing the urn as mask to mask, just as I announced I would. I had more than enough time to prepare. It was a pathetically easy job. A photograph contains no words, but in this case, one turned out to be my witness. The time at which the camera captured mask to mask was the same time as the murder.
I have a thought.
It seems the defendant's not the defend. No, Wright, you are the Wright has a thought. Good for him, and he's interrupting my thoughts. The main point of this discussion will be the photo of the crime scene, not whatever Phoenix's opinion is.
Apologies, Judge. I simply had the thought that he was the one who set up the cameras, wasn't he?
I don't know, Nick. You never let me hack it.
I think when we went in there, when we walked in on him, and he was talking about like, oh yes, these cameras, they will help, and Yeah, so there's even more reason to suspect him. Everything else up until now was all part of his plan, including those cameras. There has to be a secret to this picture as well.
Even the great masked mask cannot be in two places at once. Now then, if you will excuse-moi, I have a verdict to receive.
Unfortunately, Mr. Atme, we still have to do your cross-examination. You know, part of my job.
Oh, a fool is too foolish to know that he is a fool. This is clearly
He's
a
been
common
spending-
trend in Europe.
Yeah, you've been spending too much time with Francisco von Karma, I see.
Don't worry, Nick, I'll translate for you. He's trying to say that you're full of shit.
Thanks, Maya. Appreciate it.
My girlfriend's
Yeah, I think that's-
European. God, I hope she's
Uh-huh.
not European. I hope she's just gay. I miss Francisca. Why isn't she in this game yet?
She can be both, Maya. The only thing that's full of it is his alibi. So this photograph is the proof, correct?
Oh, indeed it is.
And the man in the photo is certainly wearing a mask.
That is why I'm called Mask the Mask, because the mask is the mask.
But conveniently, that also means that there is no way to tell who this really is.
That is not a problem for Jean Jameson exposing Peter Packard.
What do you mean, Phoenix?
Objection!
Or not?
Are you saying that this is in fact not Look at Me? Wait. Yes, this is not in fact, yeah, same difference.
That it could be an accomplice dressed up as masked mask to create an alibi.
What an interesting idea. Are you saying that I, Lone Wolf Look at Me, had an accomplice?
I mean, we have to name someone, right?
Pearly.
Do you think it could be
Time for you
Desiree?
to follow.
Do you think it could be Desiree? I would be so upset.
So would Maya. I don't
Yes. I don't think it's Desiree. I feel like it'd be harder to, like,
Well,
have
he
her
was
pretend to be
leading
man.
Ron, though, right? Isn't he the one that was giving Ron instructions?
yeah.
So it could be kind of like that? Maybe?
All her talk about hating criminals and she turns out to be one. I feel like that's a twist that they would pull. But I don't know. That's the only viable person I can think of right now of the people that we've met that could pretend to be behind the mask.
I feel like we can come back to this, because I'm not... Maybe if we get some more context on one of the other lines.
Yeah. Look at Me was at KB Security during their murder. Or it could be that really is Look at Me, but the one who was at KB Security was Desiree.
But doesn't she have an alibi?
I don't remember it if you do.
I thought she was... Wasn't she, like, pulled over by the cops or something because she was speeding?
That does ring a bell, but I didn't remember whether or not that was that night.
I'm pretty sure that was the night. Because I don't know why else it would have come up. Unless she was just flexing that she goes fast. I'm pretty sure it was the night that she was pulled over and had a ticket or something. I don't know.
Maybe.
Even the pretty woman can't be guilty. She just can't.
You're always the one that's like you can't trust women, and
I
now
know.
I'm trying.
That was supernatural.
What is this?
That was that, and this is this.
No, you brought that up several times over the course of playing Phoenix Wright too.
I definitely have, but that was different because this is a pretty woman.
In April, May.
Yeah, Kaya.
Does that ring any bells?
That was the cat girl, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was fun. But Nick, that was that, and this is this. It's different. She can't be guilty. There's just no way she... Maybe there really was an accomplice, but it definitely wasn't her.
okay, but right now I have no idea who it was if it wasn't her.
I don't have any idea right now either, except for that knowing deep down in my heart of hearts that Desiree is the best woman ever, and that there's no way she'd ever do anything wrong, and that if we were married, she'd always be perfect.
Huh. Basic objections are just what this guy wants, and Maya needs to get by. There's gotta be another way, and I'm gonna find it. I believe Adrian Andrews hired you at one point.
Well, that's right. It was over 20 days ago, if I'm not mistaken.
You sent the calling card to Lord Lee Taylor 10 days before the heist. That would mean you sent out the card after you began your security watch, right?
Oh, indeed. There's no reason why I couldn't do both jobs at once. It was a perfect opportunity to steal my latest target.
See, you truly are evil, aren't you?
Yes, evil is what I am. Hey Nick, aren't you evil? I mean, ain't there something odd about this?
Yes to the latter.
Detective Admin was always proud of his ace detective skills, right? But if the Earl was stolen from Lord Taylor while he was the only one watching it, he'd have no way to maintain his perfectly ace detective persona. Not that you know anything about perfection or being an ace attorney or nothing.
I never claimed to be perfect, Maya, so that does not hurt me.
Oh, sorry, other dad.
Yeah, you just got the wrong guy. You know, that's true. It is kind of odd, though.
I don't know what we're supposed to do with that, but alright.
Me neither, but it looks like that's the one we have to present on. Or could be the other one that we already had the options to name an accomplice. Who knows? So by photograph, you mean this piece of evidence here, is that correct?
Oh, indeed it is. That is it. The very thing that proves I committed the crime.
The very thing that proves you committed the crime?
It is the very thing that proves I committed the crime. Look, I can repeat things too.
When you think about it, it really is odd. You say it almost as if you had this picture taken on purpose.
Oh, you say
You know,
that
like
now.
my thoughts.
Oh, you think you're so clever, Phoenix, right? But the player is already ahead of you.
He was simply caught by the very camera that he had set up. We all have days like that. I mean, I assume, and I know I don't live among you peasants.
Oh, indeed, it turned out there was no such thing as a perfect crime after all. Life is truly an ironic thing, a sad, blue melody.
Looks like I'd better get some information for now. If it's truly the killer, there's gotta be something phony in that photo.
The time I was society read, I said, we were talking about repeating.
About the camera that took this photograph.
Oh, come now, I saw too clear what you're thinking. You think I altered the timestamp on the photograph, don't you?
I'm afraid that's impossible. The camera was set up by Lord Lee Taylor, and on top of that, it was Lord Lee Taylor's staff that printed the picture's data. Unfortunately for the defense, there's no way that picture could have been altered. I'm sleepy.
Looks like I'd better find something else that could be suspicious.
So, this alibi is false, right? And Desiree's gonna walk free, and her husband's gonna get thrown in jail.
Yes. No. No. It has to be, or he couldn't have killed Mr. Bullet at KB Security.
But I'm not really spouting anything unusual.
There are two possibilities.
I know, Francesca's gay or she's European.
Or both. That's the third one that not related. Either the mask in the photo is a fake, or the photo itself is.
Okay.
But I think they're trying to push us towards thinking that the photo can't be fake, so it's gotta be the former.
Forgot there's no words because you don't want to witness. How is she? Piece of evidence here. Very thing that proves I committed a crime. Is it? Surely you understand by now. Only tell our providers the cameras, no I could have told who is it. And that means I could not have killed Cain Bulbar Knocker. Unless I had a new accomplice. We're coming back to this now.
Still asleep.
Come on, think long and hard about that night. The basement warehouse and this picture that supposedly captures it. It's gotta be here. Isn't there something funny about this picture?
This is new.
You bet there is.
I mean, I assume it's gonna. We still haven't really used the paint stuff or the statue stuff in the record yet, but I don't. And like that's in there, but I still don't.
Is it?
Go ahead.
Is it the statue? You can kind of see an imprint of where the statue was supposed to be there.
Well, because it's all moved though now. Like none of
exactly.
It's not inconsistent really. Get into the basement and it's moved that night. Oh wait, where is this paint shit? Do we not? Oh yeah, here. Oh, this was 2 weeks ago. No, that doesn't do anything. Yeah, that confirms my point, which is like it's not. It didn't change. So
still, there's something I'm missing. I know, but
so does Phoenix. But he's gonna confidently confidently move forward anyway. I don't know what the plow forward. It doesn't matter. Are you implying that the picture is fake? Why are you struggling to speak English? That is your first language.
You bet I am struggling to speak. Anyway, there's definitely something strange about this picture. I can admit when I'm wrong. We took a look around the basement warehouse that night before the theft took place.
Wow, hear that, everybody? Phoenix knows when he's wrong, and yet he's been pining after Edgeworth all this time.
Because that's not one of the things I was wrong about.
Oh, the jury just forcing various opinions on their relationship.
Indeed. Everyone else should just butt out, okay? There's something in this photo that doesn't match my memory of that night.
Very well, then let's hear what you have to say. What about this photograph do you find funny? The player will now look at that while I take a bathroom break, because I am an old man with a tiny bladder.
So, in order to create an alibi for that time, he took this picture days before the murder took place. First, the statue hadn't yet been brought down to the basement warehouse yet.
I'm not following.
So on the day of the crime, Mr. Ratney must have been quite nervous. As nervous as a long-tailed cat in a rocking chair factory, so to speak. That is quite an analogy that I have brought to your attention, but just bear with me.
You lost me.
Why? Because something that wasn't supposed to be there had been brought down and placed where it wasn't supposed to be. And that is why Luke Atney had to move the statue on the night of the murder. He did it to make the room match with the way it had been in his photo.
Oh. So it predated. Okay, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, I could not Yeah, okay, sure.
Sacre bleu! Order! Order, Mr. Atomy, is this true?
One moment, Your Honor. Have you forgotten this?
What is that?
Why, the data for the basement warehouse computer. According to this, the camera did indeed go off on the night of the crime.
It's true that the camera had been set up by the Lordy Taylor staff. However, the program used to manage that data was yours. That alone would have allowed you to tamper with the data.
I sacre bleu again! Order, Mr. Goodell! What is the meaning of this?
Coffee.
Go! I warned you about making me wait! You put that coffee down right now, young man!
Now, this is my 11th cup. I promised to drink no more than 17 during the trial. Which means I'm still good till the last drop.
Okay, well that aside, the defense has a good point.
A good point. So what? We are all the travelers on the road of infinite points. I think he's got his points mixed up with other points. Oh, you say this photograph was taken ahead of time, and that the statue was moved in order to make it match. Oh, that's a very interesting idea. However, there's one point that can't be denied.
Which is...
Your hair!
That's my point. My hair has several points. Thank you for mentioning.
Exactly. Several points. One of many. Meaning that it's only a possibility. Men that are trapped by the chains of maybe can never reach their dreams, Mr. Wright.
What are you talking about?
No, he's got a point.
Stop! Don't fall for that, Your Honor.
Hey, Mr. Damask, did you come here to die with your city? This is not my city. If there's no funny business in your actions as Mask Damask, there should be no problem with you telling us your strategy. So, let us hear it.
Yes, please provide this court with your testimony. I want it on the record here first so I can write a book about it before anyone else does. About your plan to steal the Sacred Urn. I shall call it the Sacred Urn Heist.
Well, if you insist, I first received the request from Lord Taylor about 20 days ago. The urn was placed in a box and Zvari. It was sent to the warehouse. And hence I was actually unable to see the urn for myself until the day of the crime. I knew it was an extremely valuable treasure, so I sent my card 10 days beforehand. I then handled security by myself to ensure that my crime would go smoothly. At last, I held the urn in my hands for the first time at 1 a.m. on October 12th. Well, that's pretty much all the stuff we heard before, ain't it? In fact, I kind of feel like we're just repeating stuff at this point.
Yeah, but we will find the truth here and then we'll get new information he gave.
Also, what's that he said about he knew the urn was valuable?
That was what caught my eye too. Is that it's... I was going to say something, but then I was like, well, Maya... I don't want to say something as Maya, because she thinks it is valuable. But, yeah, it's not worth anything, so it is interesting that he said that.
Witness, you're sure there are no mistakes this time, because the players are already on to you.
Oh, Zvari. I am fresh. I never make mistakes when it comes to my Louvre.
Alright, Mr. Wright, you may begin your love examination.
You were asked to wear the urn by Miss Adrian Andrews, is that right?
Diva, are you trying to get comfortable?
Shut up.
Say it again, I didn't hear you.
No. I said shut up.
Yeah, interesting. Why, indeed, it seems as they heard of my sparkling reputation. You know how we French are. You know the boy Ayo Ama. He cannot stop twinkling. That is like me.
Oh god. I see Miss Andrews is still attracting the weirdos.
At least when she attracts with her, she does it when sitting upright to project her voice more properly.
Shut up, I got it already. I even had the 2 earbuds in. It was fine. It should have been fine.
You must do this standing up at all times. This is California. We do not believe in letting registered people sit down. You must always be
Oh,
standing.
that is the thing.
Exactly. This is
that-
America.
Ugh. You better watch out too, Maya. You're already attracting weirdos.
Yeah, but I never sit down.
Still. You mean this box?
Oh, what's in the box? We, that pathetic box. Lily Andrews was especially taken with that urn. And she wouldn't let anyone into the storeroom. Ugh, excuse me. Oh, I got like a
So
hiccup.
that could be why. Oh no.
Sorry.
That could be why he thought it was valuable.
And I knew it was valuable because she wouldn't let anyone into the storeroom. Not even moi. Ah, little does he know, just because she loves me so much.
Yeah. Interesting new tidbit. So you're sure that you had never seen the urn before?
Phoenix like, no wonder he thinks it's valuable. He never seen what the piece of crap it really was. Why, indeed, you may ask Lady Andrews to confirm for yourself. The mademoiselle is quite open. My staccato force was focused entirely on the entrance to the warehouse. However, look at me, let no information whatsoever slip through my fingers. And I have glued hands, so it is doubly sure to catch things.
You mean this calling card?
Huh. Oui, that is without a doubt the mere calling card. Well, I guess Mr. Delilah didn't make these after all.
Of course, because Atme knew about the emblem. Making this card authentic would have been child's play for him.
Zan handles this is already written.
Then no one entered the basement warehouse.
Unfortunately, there were many different treasures being taken there. Thus, for a period of approximately 5 days, people were going in and out of the warehouse, indeed.
Sleep!
And this is the photo that proves that.
Okay, I see we're back here again. Oh, to be honest, even if I thought I was taken, I didn't think it would matter terribly much. Hey, Nick! If this photo's a fake, you don't get at me about I stole the urn whenever this was taken.
That's true. You know, he's been saying that he never saw the urn until that night. If we can prove that he's lying there, we can wrap this up with and put a bow on it.
Huh, I don't think it'll be that easy.
Me neither, but I have hope. I need to take a good hard look at the court record. Oh, thank you for telling us, game.
There's not a lot to go on, is there? I'll save you some time. Don't bother.
The detective's been covering his tracks. Is it because the flyer? He could have seen the flyer and known what it looked like? But I don't see what that proves. I mean, it proves that he was lying, that he could have saw it in a flyer, but so what? Oh, there's only one thing we need to prove in this cross-examination.
Whether Francisca is gay or European.
Are you still on that?
Nick,
No.
I need to know! I'm seeing another light flash before my eyes, Nick. What is this life of Desiree or the life of Francisca? I just need to know which is which.
Maya, I have an excellent gaydar, alright? Francisca is definitely not...
See, you're so hesitant, you don't know!
Well, she did hit on me rather aggressively, so...
Exactly!
She's not gay, but she's definitely not straight considering the way she reacted at the whole date thing with you. So...
I remember that. That was a nice time.
Yeah.
What happened though? Because you sent her away on an airplane.
No, it happened.
And we didn't even
You had a
get to
lunch
sing
date
that
before
song.
she went.
She didn't even sing me the song that she was leaving on an airplane like they do in the movies.
Oh my gosh. Anyway. And he took this photo well before the actual night of the crime.
Nick's like, speaking of seeing different lives, I'm gonna have to go through all this here with pearls, aren't I? Oh god.
I had to have all girls, didn't I?
Typical dad moment. Alright then.
Yeah.
How do we do that without our guide and light Francisca here?
There's one thing that Atme stated very clearly. That he had never seen the urn before he stole it.
We need proof. Francisca, European gay, and lying. The mask, lying. I'm all over the place. Okay. Good, long, hard cock. And then also look at of court record. Listen, I was just voicing Phoenix's internal thoughts too, okay?
Right, sure. I definitely didn't go there. I should have, maybe. But I definitely wasn't on there. I was too busy thinking of all the Maya gay jokes.
I was trying to bring it balanced with Phoenix gay jokes too.
I appreciate that, you know? Best of both worlds. Like Phoenix.
Lies. Anyway, present for my eyes. Okay, so something with the urn. Okay, so it is there, like you said. When was this poster for the treasures? But this wasn't this like a exclusive thing? Like, didn't Maya get this ahead of time because it wasn't open yet?
I think that would have just been something that they were passing around to advertise the exhibit. So I feel like that would have been elsewhere.
Are we going to purloin the most priceless? Well, he says the urn right here. He's gonna take good care of the urn. So he knew that it was the urn.
Yeah, I don't think that's... I don't think that's the problem. If anything, it kind of proves that the poster was probably at work there. But we have to prove that he saw it, like, physically, I believe. So...
Well, he describes it as spectacled. Is this show? Okay, so that doesn't have... Because it has paint on it now, right? Yeah, it does now.
Oh, he said speckled in the letter, you said?
Yeah, see, broken and repaired by Adrian 2 weeks ago. Then replaced in its box, kept out of sight. But here it's not. And then he says
right,
here,
but in the letter it said speckled.
Speckled arm. Speckled cow.
Oh, then yeah,
Speckled.
definitely that. I missed the speckled part, so that's definitely it.
Unable to see the urn for myself.
but you describe it as speckle.
Mr. Atme, okay.
Yes.
Then you also wrote this calling card, correct?
I think you skipped a few words there, but of course I wrote it. You can see that it is written in French cursive. Is there a problem with blah, 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 blah. Is there a problem with the calling card except for the fact that it is written in French cursive?
Allow me to read a passage from the calling card that Master Mask had written. Take good care of the speckled urn. Now, the speckled here...
God, I wish I could read.
It's on the to-do list, I'm sorry, Maya. Surely refers to this pink pattern... Here, look, read this flyer out loud for me. Just sound out words. Surely refers to this pink pattern on the sacred urn.
Yes, that is true. So what?
Truth be told, there is no way that Master Mask could have known about this pattern.
What do you mean?
This pink spotted pattern on the urn is actually nothing more than paint stains.
Paint stains? So what? I'm still a rock star. Got my rock moves. Don't need you.
Oh my gosh. The judge liking pink is definitely new favorite hand cannon. Also, very... Is it weird to say? I mean, not weird, but like, is it a stretch to say that he's just really dumb for not catching on? Like, he saw the paint, and then also saw the urn. He didn't realize that it was paint and not part of the actual exhibit. I don't know. I feel like I would make that connection.
The judge.
Oh, at me. He called it the speckled urn. So the way he, I mean, it's kind of sounding like it was implied he didn't realize that it was part of the, or that it wasn't part of the original design for the urn.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he thought it was blood also.
Well, yeah, but I think that was because it was in black and white, right? The photo.
Yeah. Well, and also, I don't think he saw it on this, because I think he would have realized, too, that, like, the name is fixed. It's like, I feel like he maybe just never saw the poster. Again, I think that the poster wasn't, like, mass-produced yet. I don't know why this would be what I remember of all things, but I thought Maya was like, look at this poster that Adrian Andrews is going to print. It's got my face on it, or something, and it was like, that it hadn't been shown to everybody yet, so... I don't know.
Maybe. If these states did not appear until after the urn had been taken to Lord the Tailor.
Oh, sucker blue. Well, I'm not good at finding this joke to be very funny, Mr. Wright.
That's because it's not a joke. The day that the sacred urn was taken to the warehouse, the urn was broken due to human error. Or should I say, the error-prone human.
Lesbian disaster. Disaster lesbian, rather.
And that's when yeah, it doesn't matter if he didn't see the poster or not. Point is, he straight up had the urn itself covered in paint, and then saw paint when he went to go steal it. So that's the only thing that I'm talking about, is that maybe he should have made that connection. But, oh well. And that's when the pink paint got on the urn.
You gotta be serious.
And yet, this calling card clearly mentions the paint pattern. Which means that me had seen this urn long before the crime ever took place. In fact, he saw it when this fake photo was taken.
Spit take!
And because this photo is a fake, your alibi for the night of the murder no longer holds water.
I'm sucker blue. Witness, do you have anything to say for yourself?
The French noises.
Alright, that did it. He's broken.
Oh, Nick, you just jinxed it. Yeah, see? Exactly, Nick. Don't be throwing up them peace signs yet. We haven't earned them V's.
But I was wanting to try something new.
He hasn't reached his 17th cup of coffee yet.
I think it's gonna be at least 18 for the Sonic stuff.
Which scene was this?
Like,
now?
I'm thinking that there was the reference when he was like, it's like, how many times how many times are you gonna try to escape? I've captured you like 17 times. And he's like, I think it's gonna be at least 18.
Good stuff.
It's so sad. No one else any convictions these days. Conviction, you say? I'm quite certain you can make a Bane reference out of that.
Why, yesterday, we all decided unanimously that this man was Masked Mouse. And now, we're calling him a murderer. You don't think we're being a tad fickle?
Oh, good point.
Stop falling for that, Your Honor. I know he's handsome, but you can't just give in.
Look at
Like,
this
every
fickle
time.
fool over here. He wouldn't understand because he's fickle.
You say that look
No,
at me.
if anything, Phoenix is like the least fickle person in the world. You stuck to Edgeworth for however many years. he's consistent.
You say that look at me was the one who killed Kane Billboard. Why, then let me ask you this. Why, you still have yet to convey a motive. Why, an excellent point. A motive, Monsieur Wright. Motive. Might you marry murderous motive manifest? Might you marry murderous motive manifest? This is extraordinarily difficult. Nick?
I was gonna try to say it.
That was difficult because of the accent, obviously, and not the tongue twister herself. Nick is getting a second win, stop it! He's a fighter class!
If he prepared an alibi and pined his pinned crime to light, say, God, words. He must have had a very strong motive for murder.
Oh my god. I am struggling. And the only one of the motive we've seen is Rhonda Light. Isn't that right, detective? Why, indeed, according to my own research, the boy's motive is clear.
Without a motive, it's nearly impossible to prove guilt into a murder case, which this has now become. Now then, maybe you can enlighten us to what the defendant's motives are with all your fecality.
Wait. Oh, defendant. Right, he's... okay, right. I'd be honored to, Monsieur Judge Oldtimer.
They're doing everything they can to make Ron look suspicious.
That includes Ron.
It's like... What did you say?
That includes Ron. He's looking suspicious just by himself. Him and them Princess Leia doodly wops.
Yeah, he's pretty sus. Despite our lack of hard information, this may be our only chance. Pooch, go away!
Pooch, come closer.
No, he's whining outside my room door. Hello?
Oh, whoops. I didn't realize what you were saying. I thought you were still screaming at your dog.
No.
Ah, look at me. I had no points of contact with the victim whatsoever. Kane Billcock had decided to investigate mask to mask and simply mistook who he was. It was Mr. Barker who wrote the Black Doll mail letter and sent it to Ron the Lad.
You having trouble there?
And it was, again, Monsieur
buckaroo who harbored a grudge against Mr. Delight for his betrayal.
I'm running out of names.
Mr. Blowfish mistake is quite excusable. The defendant surely believes he has masked the mouse. That is why Mr. Delight saw it fit to kill Kane.
Bulaki.
Thank you. Bollocks. Truly a tragedy.
No.
Bollocks is something that the French say, perhaps? Or is it a European thing?
So the victim, Kane Balaki, blackmailed the defendant?
In fact, this is a blackmail letter that is found in the defendant's apartment. Handwriting.
I can't think of... I refuse to say Bullard at this point. I committed too much.
Handwriting test confirms that Mr. Baloney was indeed the one who wrote the letter.
Baloney? Shit, I shouldn't have skipped lunch.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Begin your cross-examination and think of more silly names that start with B.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so we got it. Written by Bullard. Okay. So this didn't come from Atme. This came from Bullard with the blackmail letter. That's something. If you don't want your true identity revealed to the world, come to KB Security. And I'll take that red diamond you received the other day instead. Okay. So we used to think this was Atme writing it to Ron, and that's how Atme got the ring. But instead, this is the victim. This is Belcock writing to Atme, wanting the ring he still has. But then how did this get to... This was in Ron Delight's room. How did it get
Sure was.
him instead of Atme when Atme's the one that has the ring? I'm confusing myself. We should just... I'm just gonna get myself even more lost. It's fine.
Who in the world is going to prove that?
Well, of course I will. After doing a thorough background check on Detective Atme and Kane billboards, we're unable to find any links between them. It's all in the report.
Sleep. Anyway, perhaps. Or perhaps they were connected through their work. They were both involved in securities.
Nope.
I believe you.
Why, in any case, the only one with a motive was Mr. Delight.
Mistook?
That's right. Mistook. The Old Norse mistaka, meaning to take in error. Error.
That wasn't what I meant.
I know, you speak English first language, but do not understand the root dialect it comes from.
Who did the victim mistake mask to be? I will clarify his question.
Well, the answer is obvious. Ron Delight, of course.
Boy, I'd like to wipe that smug look off this guy's face. Why would the victim mistake the defendant for mask to mask?
Oh, don't try to know that. Very. Take a look at this newspaper. That's the George talking.
That's the famous tale of Emanon, a magnificent jewel. I was there when it was first crafted, back in 1609.
This photo shows a magnificent detective as well. Oh, look at that fantabulous nose. And furthermore, it shows an ugly guard, namely the defendant undeserving of his wife. Nick, I think Lucame's got a point.
The defendant!
As the victim clearly misread this article and very.
he got the wrong impression. The impression that this ugly security guard was in fact masked mouse.
Oh, no.
Yep, that's an unusually reasonable deduction. I mean, just look at him. Ugly as fuck.
Yep. You mean this blackmail letter right here?
It says Spring 50K.
Yup. And the handwriting is, without a doubt, the victim's.
And there's absolutely no mistake. We have an official report to prove it. But I don't see an addressee on this letter anywhere.
Address C.
Well, this letter was discovered in Ron Delight's apartment. And Mr. Delight did show up at the designated place and time. The fact that there's no addressee is irrelevant.
So he says.
What's up, Nick? I'm just happy this means that I can't get busted for opening somebody else's mail. Technically, we didn't know whose mail it was.
God, I hate that kind of makes sense. I just had a thought.
One of my dads is a lawyer.
Yeah, I raised you too well. What if that blackmail letter wasn't meant for Mr. Delight?
Whoa. You got any evidence for that?
For some reason, I just can't shake the feeling, so... No, it's once again my gut. That there's something not quite right about this blackmail letter.
Well, everyone, are you all quite satisfied? Will Mr. Phoenix Wright ever be satisfied? He will never be satisfied. Full. Go back.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, I was already certain that you are aware of the play called Hamilton. Sorry. I will now recite the entire song.
Oh, that's me. I was here waiting for you to recite.
I definitely...
something.
I don't think I could do it right now off memory. I have to... How does it start? I don't... Like...
It's toast to the groom. To the groom.
Oh, yeah,
To the bride.
Bride. To their...
To your sister.
Who is always by your side. To your union.
Union. To the union. To revolution.
To the hope that you'll provide. Anyway, yeah. I could maybe...
You're just Lafayette.
Yeah. God, if only I could speak like... What's his face? It is Lafayette. This would be much less offensive, I'm sure. But equally as stupid, so it's fine. Anyway, go ahead. It's fine.
Yeah. KB Security has a lot of security info on all sorts of companies. And since I was the security team chief, I stole data from the company.
Ken Blue Balls had yet to forgive Mr. Young Delight. Which is why he sent him that letter upon mistakenly believing he was a thief.
And there's a file that we discovered in Mr. Bullard's office.
Fuck, I said it by his real name!
Evidence that Mr. Bulldog was receiving.
The at me accent is blowing into all the other characters. It's too powerful.
Evidence that Mr. Bulldog was receiving money through blackmail. Something. Now. What? Okay. Isn't this a bit odd that everyone's starting to sound vaguely French? Why did the defendant pay Mr. Bull money?
Bullseye.
Thank you. Even though he wasn't actually masked.
On that point, there is an unfortunate bit of chance.
Do you really think that story is gonna hold up?
Well, that assertion is not merely my own, I'm afraid.
What do you mean?
I have here a memo from Ron Delatte's wife, Desiree Delatte.
Ronnie thinks he's masked a mouse. Don't you feel sorry for him? Please.
I'm disappointed. I was expecting you to voice him voicing her.
This is him voicing her. He's a flawless impressionist.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let me try this.
You're merely a drop into the darkness. Oh,
Okay.
this is the rain voice. And now I just have to merely seamlessly mix in Bussy's sultriness. Don't you?
No, I can't. There's no way. I don't even know where I'd begin. Oh my god,
Don't you feel sorry for him?
no wait, I can't. They're too different. One's so smooth and the other one's so broken. I don't know how they'd mix.
Don't start to think too badly of him.
I can't. I managed it once with some other voices, I think, but there's just no way. Oh my god.
Oh, darn. It was good enough.
Ha! Well, now that you heard that, what about that, Mr. Trite?
I mean, I know it wasn't too. It was him. I was right. That was exactly what the scene was supposed to be.
I know.
I mean,
I have failed.
it wasn't that bad, you know.
Objection! That
far
is
as
sound
I
nothing
can-
like Mr. Light. Her voice is all smooth and seductive and sexy, and that was barely English.
I mean,
Oh my
he's
fucking God,
smooth
no.
and seductive and sexy, but
Maya! See? Yeah, I should have just committed with it,
There
but
you
just
go.
doing the actual voice. Because if Maya thought it was
Yep.
convincing, then clearly it was just the literal voice. I actually thought it was pretty convincing when we started at first, but then he started second guessing himself towards the end, and that's when it kind of fell apart.
yeah, he's smooth and seductive and sexy, so it translates.
Oh my god.
Now that's just your imagination talking.
Oh, come now, Monsieur Lawyer. I'm afraid imagination isn't the right word for it. This is what we say as a deduction. The results of carefully applied reasoning. Like how
So if I call all of my guesses deductions, will they be accepted now? We are.
I don't know. Can we hear some of that careful reasoning for ourselves? It's a long story, and better say it for another time. Oh, another time. I can relate to that. I have many long stories.
Yeah, those so-called long stories aren't usually all that long. At least not in my experience.
So you're gonna try to get connected, you're gonna try to connect Detective Atman to Mr. Brooke, right?
Yeah, that's right. Hopefully it won't require surgery either.
In that case, you have to talk about the black man.
Yup. Was that blackmail letter really intended for Ron?
Since we don't have enough information, you should press on him for more testimony.
Maybe I'll be able to shake some contradictions loose that way.
Okay, well, we already did the presenting. So, written by Bullard, found in Ron's room, not addressed to anybody. Okay, so he sent it to Ron, but it's not addressed to Ron. It was in his house, but
And he was there.
it doesn't have his name on it. So, oh, music stopped.
Alright, if I ask you a few questions, Detective Atman.
Well, if it's just a few, I suppose it's alright.
When you said that this letter was addressed to Ron Delight, I couldn't help but notice one major contradiction.
Contradiction. I don't know where a walking contradiction like you gets off saying things like that.
Again, I am nothing if not consistent. You are the walking contradiction.
Well, as far as I was concerned...
God, I cannot. I don't know why I'm so struggling so much to get his voice right all of a sudden.
Yeah, you are very dedicated to the Bane voice.
I know, and now
Previous
I can't bring it back. I lost it to the
It's
darkness.
a sign from your subconscious.
Oh. Well, I could always go back to his original voice that I did the first time, that you also loved. At times like
Wait,
these,
was-
men are made to
Oh,
express
yeah.
themselves.
I would rather have the struggling Bane voice, definitely.
At times like these, men are made to express themselves with their fists. Why don't you come over here and punch me right across the face?
Oh, I'm tempted, but
Why don't you
I've got it.
leap
I have
over
to set a
that?
good example for my daughters.
You could just leap over that courtroom desk.
What the fuck? Podium, whatever that's called.
Come over here and just kiss me. Just do it right over the mouth, I dare you.
Oh? No. That sounds like a question. I'm very confident in my no.
You said for someone who's so consistent, you certainly were hesitating and questioning.
No,
whether you wanted-
I realized I caught myself.
Alright!
You're being very forward.
This flirting is not as fun when it's not Edward. Just show us what you've got, Phoenix. Man up, Mr. Wright.
Exactly.
Punch him or kiss him. Make up your mind.
I'd rather, but I can't do violence either. Neither. Contradiction. Evidence. Comes into blackmail letter. So
Is it not just the letter itself? Okay, what do we have here? Somehow reacts to people through their hearts. Have secrets in their hearts, rather. Poster is used.
okay, so go to the blackmail letter and let's give it a quick look-see. If you don't want your true identity revealed to the world, come to KB Security at 1 a.m. on October 12th. Pay $50,000. Don't take that red diamond you received the other day instead.
Okay. What do we have that hasn't been used? Can I already use the camera that, we used all this stuff and that. Okay, security, you kind of use that. It's your office card. Shot at Master Pose. Yeah, it's been used. It's been used. This doesn't really apply. Gem of the Thief stolen.
And you can't see the gem in that picture, unfortunately. That's like the red one, the red diamond, I mean.
This gem is blue.
Yep.
Wait, is this what he's referring? Hold on. Gem and the Thief. When was this taken? The first heist. Okay, maybe not.
So like 6 months ago.
And this is talking about the red,
red
diamond, you
diamond.
received the other day. Okay, so yeah, maybe that's not it. It's like that's blue and this is red, but that's that time doesn't really match up. I don't. Okay, wait. Here we go. Wait, no. Black. Stealing directed as black. Wait, no, that's not really.
Wait, what did Ron's blackmail letter say again?
This is when he was
his testimony.
He was stealing as directed by blackmail letters. We probably don't want to say this because then he'll be confirming that he was getting blackmail letters sent to him. So, probably not.
But I was just curious about what it exactly said, so maybe, I don't think we'll present it, but maybe it'll give us a contradiction.
Wait, I can't.
I don't know.
It doesn't. Let me like.
Oh, there's nothing more?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's just this.
okay. Oh!
I don't know. It's not the right thing. 120 badge, trade them from my treasure exhibit poster. blackmail letter. True identity. KB security at 1 a.m. October 12th. Bring $50,000. If you don't, I'll take that red diamond you received the other day.
Is it the you received part? Like,
Crime, mask. You face statue. Excuse me. What does this have? Okay. Tiramanon is a jewel. Khan is an artifact. Sculpture. Okay, so that's it. The Tiramanon jewel is the only thing he ever stole. There was like a diamond or a jewel or whatever. And that's
you talking about Ron? Yeah.
Yeah. Or Admir, whichever technically did it.
Ron was the one who, because that the jewel from the magazine article, that was the first thing Ron ever stole.
Yes. And if this was given to Ron, though, because if it was given to Ron, it would be this, which is blue, and not Admir.
Exactly.
So then it can't be to Ron. So that's so it probably is this. Because if it was to Admir, it'd be the red thing. But if it was to Ron, it would be this, which is blue.
Yeah, I figured it out as I was saying it. I didn't realize
how
it
convenient
until like
for you to
seconds
figure it
before.
out.
It was like I was like
is-
exactly,
This
exactly.
is my big brain move. You don't get to say I figured it out
You're
before
right. That's
you.
your big brain.
I
That's
get
your
it.
big brain. You
Except
did it.
watch
Absolutely
this.
right.
Watch as this is wrong.
I know. I feel like it's right. The music stopped and everything. Take a good look at this newspaper clipping. It contains a picture of the Tear of Emanon, stolen jewel.
What about it? I don't have it. This isn't something that was from one of my previous dynasties.
The problem is this jewel's color.
Oh, and here I thought that in this current era we didn't judge things by color.
Judge, please, you're gonna get cancelled again.
Color? I'm not much for discussing color myself either.
According to the clipping, the color of the stolen jewel was blue. However, in the blackmail letter, a totally different jewel is mentioned. I'll take that red diamond you received the other day.
Red. Blood red.
Which means a red diamond described in the blackmail letter is not the Tear of Emanon that Mask to Mask stole at all.
You merely adapt to the darkness. And your point is, Mr. Wright? So you're trying to say that this blackmail letter was intended for someone else? Who else would have a red diamond? That is what you're trying to say, right? Right? That is what you're trying to say, right, Mr. Wright?
Well, that is what you're trying to say, right? Right? I didn't even have to ad-lib everyone getting on his ass that time. It was just some cannon. Everyone's
Yep.
screaming at him.
I'm used to this. Yes, yes it is. This is who Kane Bullard was actually blackmailing. I wonder who it could be.
Pearl.
Naturally, it was you, Detective Atme. That still doesn't explain how the letter got in Ron's apartment, but I'm guessing maybe he planted it there or something.
What, do you have some sort of basis for that claim? I don't own anything at all that is the color red.
You've been personally involved in every single mask-to-mask case. And in the last case, you recovered what was stolen. And received a jewel. As your reward.
Not French. A jewel. Nope, that was still French. Why am I struggling so much with this? It shouldn't be hard to not do a French accent. That's my default. My default is a non-French accent. Why am I struggling with
default
this?
has now become a French accent. You got two, and you went two methods.
I guess,
Now you
yeah.
can't come out of it.
Good lord.
Probably the one wrapped conspicuously around your finger.
Look at that, we're finally getting to it.
That red diamond ring.
Back in.
That is the diamond referred to in the letter. Which means that Kane Bullard wrote that letter in order to blackmail you.
Oh, sacre bleu.
Order in this court. Order, I say. Why, it seems that you've gone too far with your childish pranks, Mr. Trout.
I don't like the way he referred to my work as childish or a prank.
Mr. Kane Bobby, blackmailing to look at me? Are you for real?
Yes, I am.
Nick, come on, stand up to him. Go over there and punch him in the face.
I'm not punching him in the face. Why does everyone want me to punch him and or kiss him?
Well, then answer me this. Why don't you come over here and kiss me?
On your perfect jawline.
Exactly. The blackmail letter contains the following passage. If you don't want your identity revealed to the world. Yes, it certainly does. Kane Bullard threatened to make Luke Atney's identity public knowledge. An identity that he wanted to keep a secret. So, what was that identity? Probably identifying as a gay man married to the most beautiful woman this side of California.
Yeah, I'm sure that was it. Atney killed Kane Bullard because he was afraid of his secret becoming known. Being outed. What was the identity he wanted to keep secret?
This is what it all comes down to, Nick. Whether he's gay or European.
The identity that Luke Atney wanted to so desperately keep secret was his identity as...
The mask. Right?
I
Blackmail? Oh, we can say
don't know. He's not... Yeah, I'm still maybe not completely, informed of him being masked the mask, because he was the one kind of coaching, why am I blinking his name again? Ron, through all the heists, right?
Yeah, by blackmail.
Right, so I'm not sure if it counts
Sounds
as him
sure to
being
me.
a blackmailer. Oh, okay. Look at me was a blackmailer.
Objection!
Right now, isn't that a little bit different from what you've been saying? You said that Kane Buckenstein was the one blackmailing Look At Me. But now you're saying that Atney was blackmailing someone else on top of
This
that.
is what we didn't want, Gabe. I think. Remember, we were trying to say like we can't say that Ron has been being blackmailed to steal stuff.
You have to admit, this does sound like that thing you were saying we shouldn't do.
It's not odd, it's the only thing that makes any sense. Kane Bullard was blackmailing Luke Atney. But Rhonda Light was also being blackmailed by a certain someone. So, did you start receiving blackmail letters after this incident? Oh, that's also the yes. Yeah, yes. Just a few days after the Tea of Unknown heist. I mean, I'm sure this isn't that kind of game. I'm sure we would have had to bring it up somehow.
Yeah.
After that, I started getting the plans in the mail. I received plans from some very kind person. Incredibly detailed plans.
Detailed plans? In which case, that would mean Rondolite was actually Mask.
That is what we are claiming, unfortunately. But it's better than getting him locked up for murder. Again. Someone else came up with the plans and had Mr. Delight steal his targets for him. And that someone was none other than Luke Atney.
I sure had on silence.
Oh, now I see. It's all becoming clear.
What is?
When you are in grade school, you receive the same report card every year. Careless with the tendency to jump to conclusions. Am I wrong?
No comment. I plead the fifth.
Double or nothing. Your sexual confusion from Edgeworth started sometime in primary school, did it not?
How did you...
You are an open book to me, Phoenix Wright. And you had the audacity to say that I, look at me, blackmail Ron Delight. In which case, I would naturally know all about his relation to Master Mouse.
Well, yes.
Ron Delight started receiving plans from his second crime onward, correct? How would he know that? Unless he... We didn't say anything about that, so why does he know? Did we say something about that already?
No, I don't think we did.
Odd.
Hopefully we get to say something about that.
I will now keep talking, so you cannot mention anything. Which this all means I learned of his identity when he committed that first crime.
I mean, granted, it's not that big of a, like, it's not that surprising that he would have been able to figure out on his own, like, that it was him after the first heist.
Good point. What the player said, and also you certainly couldn't have blackmailed him otherwise.
Now you are merely born in the darkness. In that case, let's see some hot, bitter evidence. During the first crime, you did... How did Look at Me know that Ron Delight was Mask?
I've talked about this. I don't remember what we talked about, but...
Then try and recall as I go to the bathroom for the third time.
Wanted to see the second screen, but
Why didn't you click? Clearly you are capable of doing that.
Right. No, I feel like, because when we talked about, like, how he was able to, when he started being blackmailed and when he first became, like, his first heist, he went over, like, how dumb it was, like, how easy it was to catch him. Like, he stuck this thing in the dumpster. That's how he got his button, right? This
thing. I wish it actually, like, had details on the first heist. Guard in the photo.
This one. Sorry, can you move to the one after to the left?
Oh. Yes?
And the one right before it. Okay, it looks like it was one of... So yeah, we figured out that it was in the dumpster. Because he left his, He left his jacket in the garbage can when he had to switch into his guard uniform at the first heist. We do have the details of the first heist, we just don't have anything to present. It's just we have to just recall it from memory. That what he told us is that it was a very hasty job. Oh, I think I see it.
I'll see what?
When you were in when you were in grade school, you received the same report card every year. Gets into lots of mischief trying to be the center of attention.
What do you mean?
This newspaper clipping. It has a picture of you and Rhonda Light in his guard uniform. Seems that Mask to Mask didn't just disappear into thin air. He just took off his outfit and hid it in a bucket.
That sounds far too stupid to be true.
Oh, it sure does. But just like that, you couldn't fool the baby, let alone an ace detective. And that's when you figured it out, Mr. Ratney. That's when you learned that under his mask,
Oh, shit.
Mask to Mask was really, yep.
What is it? Oh, okay, this is going on its own. I was like, why is it going? That's the game.
Slimy blackmailer. We're flawed, trying to pass us off as an ace detective. Phoenix was the true ace detective, and ace turned.
Why? How dare you expose me like that? I mean, I've never blacked anyone in my whole life. I'm a famous and proud ace detective, and also a mask mouse. Why can't you understand that?
Oh, I'm afraid you are neither a proud thief nor an ace detective. Looks like there was only room for one ace detective after all. You're a blackmailer and a murderer. That is your true identity.
Why, yeah? How dare you can even have a faucet? I was a French baguette. Really, just yes. So gone. Just got a mate. Come on, to me. Talking like a blackmailer. Oh, it's all enough to make one laugh.
Alright, that just happened, and it seems we finally arrived at the real answer.
Yeah, that was quite a performance.
Yep, it was worse than the first one.
Bailiff, please prepare our sail for Mr. Atney again.
Okay, he's basically doing the Bane quotes on his own now.
Yeah.
Out into the darkness. Hammer that strikes too fast, there's no time to aim.
What do you mean? I'm prepared to deliver my ruling. Please don't confuse me with references.
Allow me to say one thing. I will be the one to judge. I am this courtroom's reckoning. You don't get much more in your face than that.
Yeah.
But your claws weren't quite sharp enough, Mr. Wright.
Yeah, I was right. You're just eye candy. You're definitely not good enough to beat out Edgeworth. What are you?
It's true that you've proven a lot of things. Things like, look at me, was a filthy blackmailer. And that he wasn't on Lordly Taylor the night of the murder.
That's right. That's why he's the one who killed Mr. Bull.
We still don't know the motive, though.
Yeah, I know. I'm just waiting for that's exactly what he's gonna say, but still.
But
I still want to think that you have yet to prove. Oh, and what is that? Just because he wasn't at the warehouse doesn't mean he was at the murder scene. Therefore, if we can't prove that this pitiful excuse for a man was at KB security, then I don't see how a verdict can be delivered.
Oh wait, no, we have motive because he was being blackmailed, so that's why he would have killed him. But proving that he was at the murder scene, I guess, is...
Gotcha. Right. Oh, door. Mr. Wright!
Okay, this is it. Final round.
Where have we heard that before?
Yeah. I gotta prove that Atme was at Mr. Bullard's office on that night. That he actually listened to the blackmail letter when it said to meet him, I guess.
But can you really prove that?
Alright, this has gone on for long enough. Mr. Wright, I demand to hear your answer.
That night, Luke Atme was at KB Security, and the defense can prove it. You bet.
Okay, yes, they can.
The defense can prove it. With evidence that we definitely have. Because we always do. Even if we don't know it yet.
Are you sure? Oh, why don't you worry? I'll watch over you. As you break
I don't like that.
and fall to pieces. Since your ever so absent husband is not here for you in your time of need, I suppose I'll just have to take up his place.
Oh, thank you.
Very well then, let's see this proof. Proof that Look At Me was at KB Security that night.
Okay, I get the wall that proves that Ron was there. Yeah, aside from his actual body. No, his actual body wasn't. He left.
There are no
What was found at the scene of the crime?
Huh?
The book before that? Sorry. Or book after that.
This.
Yeah, I don't know. Because it was found at the scene of the crime, I just wondered if... I couldn't remember if it was relevant. But, doesn't look like it.
Certainly does not. I don't. Okay, for shits and giggles. Oh, I can't. I'm just gonna see. This is proof. It's true that isn't important, however, it's not supposed to think that pass for evidence here. It's time to live the flavor of life. Oh, nice. Very well, nice. Special Godot blend number 49. Damn, what a throw, though.
Yeah.
It's bitter. Very bitter. Come on, Nick, don't give up now. Okay, I want to reload and see if we can't prove it, what happens. Because I don't think we have anything specific that ties him to the scene of the crime with this.
I can't prove it.
Oh, just as I thought.
But if we hear more of Detective Atme's testimony...
Objection!
Unfortunately, that is as far as you go, Mr. Wright.
What do you mean?
I won't allow for any more testimony. That's what I mean.
But why?
Have you forgotten? Look At Me is here after we interrupted his own trial. And you have failed to prove that he committed the murder. So
Okay, but his reaction...
I think it's time for this witness to return to his own trial and face his guilty verdict as mask to mask.
No.
Oh, well, now, Monsieur Lawyer, it seems the love wins out in the end after all. For you see, I
What?
am French, so everything I do is based around Lou. I am Zay's detective as well as Master Mask, and my verdict will verify that. Just as Ronda Lights will verify that he is a true murderer. I declare that with the full force of my ace detective, Naps.
He just said love wins.
Hashtag love wins.
Oh no.
Alright, that's enough deliberation over this very forward-thinking witness.
I can't believe this. At this rate, Ron is...
Don't give up now, Nick. We still have tomorrow. We can look for more evidence and...
But then it'll be too late. We're not stretching this out over 3 days like the player thought we might.
Huh? Why not? Just like what we always do.
Well, I see you have failed to teach your daughter. Stop being French. It shouldn't be this hard. You merely adopted the darkness. I was born into it. Double jeopardy, one of the basic rules of any court of law. I see you have failed to teach your daughter even the basics, Mr. Wright.
Double Jeopardy?
I did, she just forgot.
Oh yeah, he told me about this. It's a game show.
No, it means should a defendant be tried and found innocent in court, that defendant cannot be tried again for the same crime. This is a fundamental rule of all the courts, and applies to this witness as much as it applies to everyone else.
You know what else is a fundamental rule in court? No lying in court. Guess how many times he did that in court? Several times in court.
And yet Mr. Atme will be found guilty in a matter of minutes for things he had lied about previously. Guilty as mask, which means he will be innocent as far as the murder of Kane, Bobby, Billy Bo, Job is concerned.
Oh, no way.
The fact that you are unable to prove Mr. Atme's guilt of crime here means that he will never begin words. I'm having a stroke. Means that he will never again be tried as Kane, Billy Bob Boy's murderer.
Okay, so clearly we do have to pull something out of our ass.
Yeah. No, there's nothing I can possibly do to win. Unless it goes here, and it's like, like Mia shows up or something.
Francisca,
Even if-
is she gonna come in saying I object again? Gosh, she was so cool. She did
Mia.
that last time, even though I wasn't here for it. I just know, because it was for me.
Mia or Edgeworth. Mia or Edgeworth, please.
Well, given Edgeworth's track record, he ain't showing up.
Even if Ron is proclaimed to be innocent, the real killer, Luke Atme, will go free.
Of course, examine every statement the witness has made here today, and as long as there is no more testimony, I'm afraid I have to declare that there will be no further questioning of this witness. Are there any objections? Speak now, forever hold your peace.
I mean, it's feeling so dramatic that I feel like there's gotta be something.
Then I hereby end the cross-examination of the Luke Atme. Get fucked, players!
No. Oh my god. Is it actually?
Was that?
Is that?
Was that?
Is it
Was
her?
that Francisco?
My love? Do you see it?
Is that Francisco? Or Mia?
I don't know. It might be. I can't remember. They would totally use that soundbite for both of them. Your Honor, when you were a child, this is what was on your report card every year. Has poor hearing and often makes mistakes as a result.
How did you...
This is a good running gag. I like this one.
Yeah.
Raise your head up high. Have you forgotten what I used to tell you? A lawyer is someone who smiles, no matter how bad. I don't think Mia has said this. I think she's suddenly trying to become All Might. I do not remember her ever saying
Well,
this.
she said something similar for sure during the trial, but I don't think it was necessarily the smile. I think it's more like you have to look confident in something, like no matter how bad it gets, because they have to believe in your client. I think that might be close enough.
But what I really meant was that if your opponent gives you the opportunity to go over and punch them in the jaw, you take it, and you do it again, and again, and again, until they take you seriously.
I was sorry for trying to set a good example for your sister. Sheesh. Also, I was afraid if I started hitting that perfect jawline, it would only go downhill from there.
Long time no see, Phoenix. I see you're still sleeping around.
I'm not! God, Mia! I'm still consistent!
Well, so you're talking about not wanting to ruin some other man's perfect jawline. I would have thought that one
I
man's
can
perfect
appreciate-
jawline was enough for you, but I guess you just still need to be spoiled for choice.
I can look at the menu, I just can't order. Mia. This is the true power of the Korean channeling technique. I know that it's really Maya who's standing before me. But right now, she's my mentor, Mia Fey.
Now, let's do this.
Okay, but yeah, nothing's changed.
Not if
Like,
Maya's
it's so
back
great to
has
see
anything
you.
to say about it.
Not any more testimony, I can't cross-examine.
Not yet. The testimony's not over yet. Not until I say so.
What do you mean?
Your Honor, just now you said something very interesting. You have cross-examined every statement the witness has made here today.
Yes.
Unfortunately, Your Honor, you're forgetting something. Earlier, after the last cross-examination, this witness made a number of remarks.
Well now, Monsieur Lawyer, it seems that love wins. We're going back to this one, okay. After all,
Okay.
I am the ace detective as well as mask to mask. My verdict will verify his absence as Ron Lights verify murder. Declare for force, Detective Naus. Yes, but love doesn't win. These comments don't matter because...
Very well. Then I'll prove their importance via cross-examination. At any rate, as long as the witness has made these remarks on the record, we, the defense, assert our right to question them. I assume that's all right with you, Mr. Perfect Jawline Prosecutor?
Is something the matter, Mr. Godot? What a rack. Oh no, nothing at all. Oh, Monsieur Lawyer, looks like you're one step too late. If you think such falsehoods will do anything to me, look at. Alright, let's hear it.
I feel it's okay. It's not like I wanted him to keep something for me or anything, but should I feel this offended? I'm trying to. That's like that Miracle John scene with like the ghost was like groping. Like, she was afraid of it groping her, and then it goes straight to the nurse.
Yeah.
It's just, the Phoenix was like, I mean, I didn't want him to sit over that quickly.
Fucking Kaguya looking ass.
He didn't do anything
Yeah.
to me, did he?
No, there's no evidence.
But, well, why did he do anything to me?
Exactly.
Huh?
Well, it is true that you were born in the darkness. It is true that you made some new remarks. So then, let's hear this last bit of cross-examination. Monsieur Goodell, are you trying to tell me this is another case of bi? Oh, very well then. Everyone just is suddenly horny for everyone. Oh, we'll allow the defense to cross-examine your earlier remarks because a woman asked for it.
The defense would like to hear what you declared the defendant to be the true murderer.
So, give us one last bit of testimony. Oh, we might as well have stretched this out over a third day.
Phoenix, this is it. Our absolute last chance for the third time. I swear to God, if we don't get it this time, if it goes on again, I'm gonna kill somebody!
Oh, I've missed you, Mia. Yes, Chief. Also, I fear the love wins part. Like,
You should fear
could
it.
that have been kind of hinting at Desiree again? Was I right? Does she have something to do with this?
Oh my
I don't know.
Mia's screaming inside me. Maya, rather, that she isn't.
Uh-huh.
It is indeed true that I was not at Lord Taylor.
One sec, I got a text from Ben. Okay.
I had to leave, I had to leave to see what about another vitally important job request.
Look away for 1 second, and now I can't bring the French out. I can't bring the French out when I need it, and I can't get rid of it when I don't. What's wrong with me?
I had known about the date beforehand, so I had this photograph ready. And my brilliant deduction was informed me that the true culprit was Ronda Lads. And thanks to the keycard and roulette, it was abundantly clear that he was there. I was also able to make a deduction from the buzzer, which only sounded once. The Budan did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? The victim would have left prints if he sounded it, which means the killer sounded it. Monsieur Delade was wearing his mask-to-mask outfit, which is why he left no prints. And the blackmail letter? The victim likely just mistook the color of the jewel as Vari. Therefore, all the evidence points to that poor boy. Have fun cross-examining all 19 million of the estate amounts.
This testimony actually seems to hold up pretty well, but I know I can do it.
The witness's earlier remarks do not appear to have been hastily prepared. All of his points have been explained, and none of them seem to contradict anything. This is the very definition of five-head. But of course. But how did you know about the emergency buzzer? Why, the police investigation documents went directly through me. And I always look over all the documents. It's elementary, Monsieur Lawyer. Well, are you going to make trouble for us even now, Monsieur Lawyer? I will not allow...
I don't like that it sounds nice when he calls me that.
Alright. On the record, for someone who is so consistent, you are obviously entertained by this flirtations.
It's only because I've had to deal with the French Monsieur, and it's funny when he does it, okay?
I'm texting Edgeworth, and I will not allow
I'm imagining Bane.
more of your...
I'm imagining Bane in a French accent.
Oh, you think that darkness is your ally, but it is difficult to do this
I feel
purpose
robbed.
now.
I feel robbed. We couldn't get Bane doing Desiree, but we get Bane being French.
I tried, okay?
No, it's fine.
I don't know how professional voice actors are good at this. It's difficult.
I know. It's fine. I had to mess with you.
It's fine. Yeah.
I will not allow your usual flirtatious shenanigans, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor. I'll stop joking with the player, and also the player opposite me in the bench.
We cannot postpone look at me trial any longer. This is your last chance again.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. One last time. One last time.
Oh, it seems the party's about to begin.
Well, Phoenix,
There isn't any evidence that contradicts that testimony.
so it would seem.
Nani? What?
Listen, Phoenix, pointing out contradictions doesn't always mean you have to present evidence, does it?
Yeah, sometimes you have to present the profiles.
At any rate, this is our last chance. If you can't point out a case-breaking contradiction, you lose, and I'll break your legs instead. That's all there is to it.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, expiration.
Okay.
Cup number 17, the last cup. Well, it seems that the time has come to put an end to this trial.
Alright, this is about to be my last supper. I have to find a fatal contradiction in this testimony. And I need to point it out without presenting evidence. Which means the profiles, I'm hoping. Unless the profiles also count as evidence. I don't know at this point.
Phoenix is saying we just have to press it.
Sure. Which means all I can do is find... Fuck? Okay. Pooch, I heard Pooch jingle, but he's not in my bed. He's below my bed. It freaked me out for a second. I heard him, but I did not see him. Which means all I can do is find the contradictory remark and press it, like the player said.
Remember, you only get one chance. Don't fuck this up, or I will end you.
Well then, Mr.
Right,
Wright,
no pressure.
please begin your final cross-examination until something else happens that makes us push us back, even though this one is called the last testimony.
Very good. Probably save. So we might get game over. Thank you, Pooch. Okay. It's true, I was not at Lord Taylor. I had to leave to see out another vitally important job request. I had known about the date beforehand, so I had this photograph ready. My brilliant deduction was what informed me that the true culprit was Ron DeLice. And thanks to the key card and wallets, it was abundantly clear that he was there. I was also able to make a deduction from the buzzer, which only sounded once. The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why?
So he was he... Okay, so he was just a part of the investigation, that's why he knew about the wallet and stuff? Like, how did he...
He said that he read the police
No.
documents.
Gotcha.
Because that was what the judge
Okay.
asked as well.
But the wallet wasn't part of the investigation.
No, but we brought it
Wasn't
up
it?
beforehand. We brought it up in the original trial, so he would know about it from that.
Darn. Okay.
Victim, whatever that principal sounded, which means the killer sounded it. Mr. DeLice was wearing his mask outfit, which really left no prints. Mail letter. The victim just mistook the color of the jewel.
Pooch, hush. Pooch, hush!
Therefore, all evidence points up. Okay, hold up. Was Ron in the mask outfit?
He,
I don't.
you've never seen him outside of it, so, like, I mean, without the mask and whatever.
Did we
I mean, we see him, like, without the mask and the hat.
Oh crap, I can't remember. I don't remember if he was... I don't remember if he was.
I think he might have been because he wouldn't have wanted to show his face showing up there.
No, but he dodged. He said he remembered where all the security cameras were because he worked there and he avoided them.
Oh right.
I mean, it would make sense that he would be, but we've also established that Ron's a dipshit. So
Yeah, this is true.
you know, we saved. I'm just gonna try. I don't remember if he.
Mr. Atme, about this last remark.
Okay, I guess not.
Oh, you still don't get it, do you, Wright? This isn't the time to be pressing the witness on every little statement.
It was our first one.
I'm afraid you're the one who still doesn't get it, Mr. Goodell.
I'm sorry, I stopped listening after you told me that I was the one.
Mr. Happy. As soon as he finally, I don't know when it got me. It took me a second. Anyway, it seems.
Edgeworth, your husband is seriously losing faith right now. You need to come back home.
The truth really is to come back. This is. I'm not even reciprocating the quotation on that one. I just thought it was hilarious.
He is totally smitten. Look at the smile that is over his face right now.
Nope. This is business. Serious business mode. Not reciprocating. It seems you finally admitted. See, I can't reciprocate. I can't even say the thing. I just said I wasn't going to reciprocate. That you were in the CEO's office on the night of the murder.
Oh. Maybe not. Maybe he probably was wearing it, but it was like I said, he avoided all the security cameras. So he wouldn't have known that he was wearing it. So that's probably what it was.
How can you say that?
Let's review your testimony, shall we, Mr. Atme? The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? Is this where I should be trying to impersonate him? I don't know. I'm not even gonna try.
Do it!
Mr. DeLore.
I tried to do 2 different weird impersonations from different characters. You have to try this one as Phoenix.
Okay.
See the suffering that it has brought me.
Oh, my God. Mr. Delight was wearing his mask. The mask got fit. Is that correct?
I should have made you read the first line, damn it. I feel cheated that you only did 1 sentence. And I had like 3 minutes of me failing to do weird impersonations.
Hey, this is how we agreed to do the lines.
Why, indeed, that's what I say. My deductions are absolutely foolproof.
More like your deductions prove that you're a fool.
Ooh,
Thank you, Judge.
Sorry, whatever do you mean? For some reason, I'm starting to get thirsty.
Oh, sorry, you must be staring too hard at me again. When exactly did you learn the fact that Rhonda Wright was dressed as Mask to Mask when he went to the scene of the crime?
Oh, that common sense? Well, of course, it was just a few hours ago. Back when my 6th cup was looking at me with a cold stare.
He did say that he was in his costume, but he wouldn't have heard it.
Yeah, he was too busy getting the other trial.
Yep. Huh? Oh, did I forget to mention it before? I'm sorry, I just never had a chance to mention it up until now. No. That's right. The defendant had yet to tell anyone else this fact before this morning. Therefore, the only people who should know this are those who have been watching this trial.
French misers.
Do you understand now, Detective Atney? There is no way that you should have known about that.
Sacre bleu! For my final time.
You were in the next courtroom being tried as masked to mask. So then, enlighten us. Just how did you know about that piece of information?
More French misers. Someone who has merely moved in the darkness, that is quite the claim. Come on, this detective must have known about it. He probably had plenty of chances to find out beforehand.
And it's those chances that I want to discuss next. That night, Mr. Delight was wearing his mask-to-mask outfit. There is one and only one way for Detective Atney to have found that out.
One way, you say?
Please recall, if you will, Mr. Delight's testimony. When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there. For a second, my client witnessed the real killer.
But Mr. Delight never saw his attacker, so there's no way to tell whether or not the real killer was look at me.
Oh, it's with that statement that I'll turn this case on its head.
And just what are you implying?
Mr. Delight saw the real killer, correct? Now, if you turn that statement around, it stands to reason that the real killer had also seen Ron Delight.
Impossible. You could not. I broke you. You were down in that dungeon for 6 months.
The way that, like, if we were to compare him to Francisco Von Karma, that's even, like, more like, yeah, broke him by trying to torture him in the cave. I would believe that. Detective Atney, you saw Mask to Mask at the murder scene that night. You saw him when you killed Kane Bullard and assaulted Rhonda White. That was the only way you could have known what Ron was wearing.
Earthquake? I'm channeling my power! French laughter. I'll take a good look, everyone, as I reach Super Saiyan 3. Unable to find a rival worthy of my genius, I was forced to create one by myself. Here I am, the tragic clown. I am Le Joker! I am Le Joker!
Oh, repetitive.
You're the whole circus. As my dear husband would have said. But I think there's still a little more meaning behind it this time.
Reject society, return to monkey.
Okay, well this was awfully complicated. Mr. Blue Bulk was blackbalking Look at Me, who was in turn Bullard mailing Ron Delight. And upon killing... Why do I do this to myself? Upon killing his blue baller, Look at Me tried to frame Ron Delight. Then claimed to be guilty as Masked Mask in order to escape his true crime.
And to that end, he came up with this plan. To use the double jeopardy rule when making his alibi.
This is probably Ron.
At any rate, it seems we finally found the truth.
Excuse me.
Oh, I came perilously close to besmirching the record of a young, innocent man.
I swear to God, if Ron still tries to get himself proven guilty again for something. This is all
Don't ignore me!
so familiar.
Oh, I didn't realize you were there, fanboy.
Why wouldn't he be? About the verdict.
I know, you never committed any murder.
Oh, that's right. I'm so glad you understand that. I really am Master Mask.
Why do you hate your wife?
So thanks to that trial yesterday, I'm innocent now, right? I mean, it's not like this would have actually had to be brought up anyway, because it's not like we didn't prove that he's Master Mask. We actually proved that he's Master Mask. He just didn't steal the urn and he didn't commit the murder.
Yeah.
So he's still gonna do time. I think he's just wondering, like, so I'm still technically a thief, though? Like, how much time are we looking at here? What was it you said? Double jeopardy?
Oh, yeah. How would that work in this case? Huh.
Now that you mention it,
Well, I've been careless.
I believe that. Him careless. What do you think, Mia?
Maya is screaming at me to say that he needs to be put in jail. So, I'm just gonna go with that, so she'll shut up. But legally speaking, the defendant says the rule of double jeopardy is absolute. A defendant can never be tried twice for a crime in which he is found innocent.
Then Master Mask is really innocent?
It would seem so. For now.
For now.
That's right, Phoenix.
now then the court finds the defendant not guilty.
Hey, confetti, it's a parade! Oh boy, this is really lucky. Wait, hi. This isn't so good after all. See, the thing is, I still have really after all.
Oh, you did it, Phoenix. You get to keep your legs for another day.
Thanks, Mia. Oh, it's been a long time since you last threatened my life, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's because Maya doesn't call on me much these days.
Oh?
I'm just joking, Phoenix. Don't take everything so seriously. But on the other hand, Maya, she seems kind of torn these days.
You mean about becoming the master of the Crane channel in school?
Now, something about sexual orientation and birthplace?
I don't know what she means by that.
Well, becoming the master means saying goodbye to our mother.
Misty Faye, right?
Watch over her. Will you, Phoenix?
Of course.
Good, because
Always.
you did all the paperwork to make her officially your daughter, so legally speaking, you have to.
Yeah, I know. I don't plan on getting out of it anytime soon, even if she is a pain.
Well then, see you around.
Bye. Yeah. Mr. Wright. I don't know what to say. Congratulations, Mr. Delight.
This is when you say, you're divorcing. Can't take the stress.
Thank you so much. No, wait. Doesn't really matters anymore, though, now that all of this has happened.
Oh my god, you just be happy already! You literally have the most beautiful woman I've ever seen! Get you on your side!
Maya,
Hey,
calm
shit.
down.
You've been cleared of murder charges, and got off as master boot, and you got fucking pussy waiting for you at home!
Well, in exchange, I lost everything.
Oh my god, you're saying there's a chance. What do you mean? Explain in great detail what you lost.
Stealing security information from KB Security. Becoming Master Mask. Did it all for one reason. For her. You mean your wife, Desiree. She hates criminals more than anything. Come to think of it, she was once held hostage by some robbers, wasn't she? She always said how she hated sneaky criminals. I knew that, but once I got fired from KB Security and lost all the money I had, she wouldn't have any reason to stay with me. I thought she would leave me for sure. So that's why you became Mask to Mask?
So in other words, this ain't true love, it's all just about the money.
Yes, but it's all over now. Broken bowl can never be put back together.
That's not true, right, Nick? I mean, your and Edgeworth's relationships fall apart all the time.
Thanks, Maya. She's not wrong. Sometimes, I guess, in a way, she's not wrong. I mean, it doesn't necessarily fall apart, just you constrained a little bit, you know? Really? Can we go back to the way things were? Is there hope for us?
Literally, Nick is the proof. His and Edgeworth's relationship is the most unhealthy, toxic mess of the relationships that I've ever seen. But they're still both my dad.
Well, you haven't seen a lot of relationships, period, Maya, so...
That doesn't invalidate my point.
I kinda wish... Oh, save here. I kinda wish you would check with me first.
Point.
Mr. Wright, even if a bowl is broken, there's always a way to put it back together.
Oh, probably the urn.
Oh, are we gonna earn?
Yeah. Yeah, probably not that version.
The Sacred Anne. Desi was the one who found this. Desiree, your wife, she's always believed in you, Ron. That's why you'll be fine. You don't have to worry about anything.
There you are.
Miss the White, speak of the devil.
You did it, Ronnie. You're innocent. I'm so happy.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But, I suppose you don't want anything more to do with me.
That's right.
Ronnie, why didn't you talk to me about what was going on? I had no idea you'd quit KB Security. I never imagined that you were really Mask to Mask either.
Mr. Light, what are you gonna do now that you know? Just curious. You're gonna leave him, aren't you?
Why, come on. It's obvious, isn't it? How could I ever let a wonderful man like him get away? After all, my bike's really fast. So fast there's no way he could ever get away.
I mean, I'm okay with this. I'm just curious. Didn't you say that you hated criminals?
Oh, I only hate people who act all cowardly and sneaky.
That's your husband to a T.
Like that detective and that ace attorney.
In a way, I get it.
Why, Ronnie, would you declared his crimes before he committed them? Like a man. Oh, I just love a man who's so chivalrous.
I could be chivalrous.
Maya, she's into bad boys.
I could be a bad boy if I need to be.
I knew I was right about you. Every day I spend with you is filled with thrills and excitement.
Desi. Desiree, you really do love Ron, don't you? Oh God, I'm missing Edgeworth all over again.
Nicky boy,
Yes.
I'm really glad I asked you to defend my Ronnie. Thank you so much. I'll never forget what you've done for us.
Oh, well, take care of yourself.
You too, Nicky boy.
God, my face is getting red. I can barely hold back the tears. Thank you, Edgeworth.
I'm taking this picture and sending it to Dad about how you getting flustered over a woman.
It's about Edgeworth.
Oh, well,
Mr. Nick. Mr. Maya. Congratulations.
Yep, that's right, Pearly. He's getting all flustered over a woman again.
Oh,
Curse
I'm
him
going
to
to
hell.
kill someone.
And another slap.
Timing. I'll never forgive you. Never. Ever.
Another man's wife in front of Mr. Maya.
Amazing. Never change, Pearly.
So, just as the case came to a close, so too did my consciousness. Han said a broken bowl can never be put back together, but my broken family is always put back together. So I know that's not true. Yeah, just look.
Aw, God, they're so fucking cute. We can't even see Pearly, but you just know she's cute.
I'm sure it'll get rid of the text box up there. I mean, just look. Here's a perfect example of one that was put back together even better than before.
Why are our daughters so cute?
Yeah.
There we go. Da end.
Indeed.
Oh? Maid Maya? Excuse me?
And we have a scouter?
Fucking,
We doing Saiyans?
I'm gonna say, that fucking power level thing there. I just... Fucking daughters being too cute. What is this? I'm literally trying out anything I can to avoid becoming the master. I will pursue all the other options available to me instead. Alright, episode 3.
This is her arc. This is how many things does she have to do? Oh.
No, this is auto-playing. I don't know. Phoenix on trial. Oh my god, that would be a really great conclusion, honestly. If Phoenix is like the defendant and Maya has to do his trial or something, I feel like that'd be great. Or Edgeworth, or both of them, I guess. Oh, maybe this is that one. Maybe that's Phoenix's pointy hair. And that's Phoenix's gay hand. Is he... you know.
Is this gonna have to do with Mia's husband now?
What makes you think
I don't
that?
know. Because wasn't he poisoned, if I remember correctly? What was that?
Oh, Phoenix loses a trial. Also, was Mia married? I don't think Mia was married.
Or not husband, but like, boyfriend.
Was Mia straight? I don't think Mia was straight.
She had a boyfriend! That
I
was what we
know,
established in the...
I know. I just reject it.
Okay. That doesn't mean she was straight just because she had a boyfriend.
Okay, anyway, we'll revisit that at another time. Because now it is time for sleep.